My name is Doug. I work with a company called Surfacepix.
My name is Nils, and I'm with Surfacepix. We're based out of Utah, and we are thrilled to be working with wallPen and have a machine that works as well as it does. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think a good example is we were working with a local company here, and we got some logos from them. One of them was deep, rich black, right, in the background, and so we had tried to do that with the previous machine, and there was always, there was some lines in it, or the color didn't come out just quite right, and we never felt comfortable. In fact, we told them to hold on. We were like, hey, we just don't feel comfortable, coming out and working with you guys, so let's hold off for a bit. We had to kind of stop that relationship, unfortunately. And then once we got the wallpen machine, we went ahead and did that same image, that same logo, and put it up in our garage. The true black that came out without any striations or anything was amazing. Like, we were just like blown away. We put the picture side by side and we're like, how do we ever think this other machine would actually do what the customer wants, what the client wants? Because it came out so like just crisp and perfect. And I was like, I told my other business partner, Nils and Dave, I said, we're in business. That's the moment I knew. Like, once we printed that and we put them side by side, like, we're in business, guys. This is it. So that was really exciting for us.
It's kind of hilarious, especially night and day difference with wallpen. But like, we had this machine at Doug's house and at our other partner Dave's house and at my house, and it was like this ordeal to try to get it. We all live within like a stone's throw of each other, but it was like this neighborhood ordeal to try to get the machine from one house to the other, because we had to buy a special dolly for it, strap it down, make sure the ink wasn't going to spill, and then it was a two-person job. To like, one person's got half of it on their shoulder, the other person supporting the wheelbase, and we're kind of like very carefully going over, wheel it up the steps, thump thump thump, wheel it down the steps, thump thump thump, all that kind of stuff. And it was like a bit of a spectacle just to get this thing moved from one place to the other. So lots of things, and that was later on. Like, that first week, of course, is where the initial shock hits. But there was just so many aspects of this that were really night and day difference from anything we've experienced with wallpen. Transportation wise, being able to break this thing down into not only smaller parts, but parts where everything has its place. Like, the bag setup alone for wallpen is huge. Like, it's just the fact that you can put the whole thing easily in the back of a Prius. That's the one we saw in a video where, like, that was a selling factor for us. None of us have Priuses. We all have pickup trucks, as it turns out. So that wasn't a big issue, but we're like, we could put this in the back of any car basically and take this wherever we need to. And not only that, but it's not like we're trying to cram it back there. It's like everything breaks down nicely into its individual components and fits in its own spot, and then just stacks. Like, that was a huge factor for us. The software interface by itself, that's the whole thing. Obviously, we've talked about the struggles that we had with the competitor's machine and their horrible interface. I'm like legitimately 20 years old kind of thing. Like, that's what it was like. It was like taking a step back in time 20 years. With wallpen, not only is it manufactured by the same company that's developing the software, so that's a huge integration right there, having hardware and software work together specifically and intentionally, but also it's made for the operator. It's made for the people who are using it. So it's not like they're just trying to, hack something in to get it to work. They're saying, okay, what do we need to do to make this easier for you? That's what we're going to do. And we know that there's history there, right? That it's an evolution that's taken place. And we're fortunate enough to have come in at a time when it was, I think, pretty well polished at this point. And there's more they'll do. There's more we're excited for. But that's the other thing, is it's going to continue to evolve. It's not like we get it right now and that's the end of it. It's actually still getting better, which is pretty awesome. Those are both aspects of things that we just didn't experience at all with the competitor machine.
Just going to add on to that, like, we were set up within hours with this thing. We got it uncrated, we put it up in my garage, and within hours we were actually printing images, and they were coming out like they should. You know what I mean? It was like, we unboxed it and it was like plug and play type of a thing. We did not experience that before, right? That was very, very different. And so just the engineering of this things, the ease of setup, like, all we had to do was kind of watch the video that was online and do it ourselves, and we got it set up probably within an hour. I think it was maybe less than an hour, to be honest. And then
It was.
obviously there was, some other setup things that we had to do, filling the ink, purging, doing some calibrations and different things. And once we did that, we were off and running. In fact, we sent some pictures over to some of the wallpen people, and they were amazed. Like, they were like, "This is awesome! You guys are already printing." And we already had like good quality prints on our. It was in my garage wall. Obviously, it wasn't like client or anything, but we had things working. And in 8 months with other machines, we could not get a print to come out that we felt like we would go out to a client and be comfortable to be like, "Hey, we're not inviting ourselves just to go paint your wall after we finish this thing," right? That's how it felt. That's how it felt, to be honest. And so this machine, in every which way, is built so nicely. The software is, incredible. Obviously, there's, tweaks that can be made, and it can get better, and it will, like Nils said. But I think they're at a point now with wallpen, at least the experience we've had, is it was just a plug and play situation, and we were able to just, be off and running, and we're already doing jobs. So this is exciting. We're way stoked about this.